You are now listening to the Inner Circle Podcast Network.
Never die. 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 Never die.
Fuck you.
All right, it is Sunday, but this is coming out Monday, and guess the fuck what? If you want to change your life, you want to get in shape, you want to fucking really get a hold and grasp on your weight, you want to get a hold and grasp on your health, your fitness, all these things, you can do this with Jon Andersen's Thrive Body Transformation Program. Get hooked the fuck up at Jon Andersen's Thrive Body Transformation Program. Look, just mention Angry Dad, and they'll take care of you. CH Concrete, serving the San Francisco Bay Area. That is CH Concrete, serving the San Francisco Bay Area. No job too big, no job too small. Residential, commercial, does not matter. CH Concrete can help you. Just mention Angry Dad. They'll take care of you. CBD Relief. I'm talking about Ready Relief CBD is a topical cream. You roll it on, you know, it helps out. And the one thing I love about it, it's the steel ball. It really helps get it into the skin. You can really apply pressure. And you know what? I feel it gets deeper in than most CBD creams. And you know what? There's no waste because you're not putting it on your hands. You're directly placing it onto the spot that it hurts the most. And you can get hooked the fuck up at Ready Relief CBD. Get 25% off your order at Ready Relief CBD. Use code AngryDad at checkout and get hooked the fuck up. Official is a hip-hop inspired street band. And you know what? They take old school, make it new school. They redesign, remake. And you know what? It's some high quality shit. And you get hooked the fuck up at official.com. Use code AngryDad at checkout. And that's 25% off your first order at official.com. And with all that said and done, you know what? I have a guest. I met him at World's Strongest Man. You know what? He gave me some information. He pointed me in the right direction. For those who know, I have an issue, and that issue is something that I've been trying to deal with, take care of. And you know what? He pointed me in the direction I needed. And this man right here is Bear. You know what? Thank you for coming on the show, brother.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for having me. I'm really happy to be here.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, before we even start the show, Bear he works on World's Strongest Men, and he works on some of the most strongest men in the world. And, you know, he's a clinical massage therapist, and it's just so crazy because, like, one of the things is, you know, from chiropractors and people that I've talked to, you know, people that are overweight are a lot easier to manipulate. But when you have someone that has that much strength and denseness in them, I can only imagine the amount of strength it takes for you to have to manipulate them.
Well, it's funny you say that because I get that a lot. And you'd be surprised how little you have to work to really get the benefit out of any type of body work. I myself am not a real big fan of those people who, you know, from the third rope with the people's elbow, just
I've had that happen. I've had that literally, bro. I was like, put your leg on this chair, lay like this, and then look at that wall. And I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden, like Randy Savage, bro, from the top rope was like, boom. He got me. It did fix a little bit of the pain, but I was just like, I was not ready because as soon as I looked over my shoulder.
No, and it's one of those experiences because especially with you're talking to strength athletes, you know, I myself am a strength athlete. You know, you're a strength athlete. A lot of people you work with are strength athletes. We're in a lot of pain a lot of the time. So when you come into my my clinic, the last thing I want to do is create more pain for an hour. You know what I mean? Now, granted, there are things that we have to do to, you know, break things up. You know, scar tissue work is scar tissue work. Yeah,
getting that fascia.
Yeah, fascial work is fascial work. It's going to be aggressive. And, you know, I find myself apologizing to my clients all the time, being like, hey, man, this is going to suck, but you're going to feel a lot better after this. But then the rest of the time I'm there, you know, we're shooting the shit and we're massaging. And they're like, oh, I feel like you didn't do anything. I said, stand up. They stand up and they go, oh, my God, all my pain is gone. And it's like, yeah, like I kind of just meet where that tension is, and I stay there until their body allows me to go deeper. But because they're letting me get to that deep sense of, you know, soft tissue release, I'm not fighting their nervous system. I'm not fighting them. They're allowing me to get there. It's so much easier to get through. But like I said, you know, I always say the worst session is usually the first session, because you come in and you're in a lot of pain, you don't know what to do, and I have to find my way through you. And a lot of people haven't been touched. You know, a lot of people just don't like massages, and they come to me because I'm their last ditch effort, and then they're like, holy crap, this sucks, but I feel a lot better. And then the more often they come, the better they feel. So I always tell people, find the right person and you're probably going to be happy for a long time,
Yeah, and that's the truth. Because, like I said, I've seen numerous physical therapists. I've had like all kinds of like, I've seen what they say are specialists, and they specialize in chiropractic or nerves or like all these different things. And the thing is like, not one of them has ever and this is going to be give and take with anybody, because sometimes it's just people. As a patient, sometimes it's just you're just constantly hearing the same thing from other people, so it's kind of hard, because like even most people can't even pinpoint what hurts them or what's damaged or
right. And the even crazier thing is, I always tell my clients, pain is 85% referred. Where it hurts is probably not where the cause of the pain is. It's just referred over there from nerves, from connective tissue being tugged and pulled, because we have these long like planes of fascia that run through our body. So people come to me saying, oh my God, my lower back is killing me. And I spend 5 minutes looking at them and I say, okay, I understand that's where your pain is, but I want to explain this to you. So I take them over. I have a really beautiful linen anatomy poster my wife got me for, I think, my 21st birthday or something like that, or
nice.
Or 23rd, and no, it wasn't that long ago. Anyway, it doesn't matter, but she got it for me, so I got it framed, and I'm really happy I did, because I could actually draw on it with a dry erase marker.
Nice.
And actually show people, okay, see this, that, and I always go over and I say, okay, so here's your hips and here's your quads. When your quads get tight, this is what happens to your hips, and then this is what happens to your hamstrings. This is what happens to your lower back, and they could actually see these puzzle pieces kind of come together, and they go, "Oh my God, it makes so much sense." Because I'm also, I like to say I'm not book smart. I'm street. I've got some smarts, but I'm not book smart. So
yeah.
I don't like using these complex anatomy terms. I had to learn that for college. I had to learn that for massage therapy school.
Yeah,
but I'm
the
like
schooling part,
right? But it's like using those terms only impresses other people in my field.
Yeah.
The woman who owns a daycare out of her house that comes to see me because she's got back pain doesn't care how many muscles I know. She wants to know how good I am at helping her relax. So,
yeah.
I like to break things down to a really simple term. And then obviously, I like to use the proper terms for musculature, but like,
yeah.
I don't like throwing out big terms to the everyday folk, because then they're just looking at me like, okay, like
yeah, no, and that's the truth, because like even for myself, that's how I had to learn, because like everyone I talked to was like basically you're big dumb guy, big body, you know what I'm saying, and they're just throwing facts at me, and I'm like, I that doesn't click to me. But
right.
when I do know basic muscle terms, joints, the
sure,
ligaments. Yeah, exactly. I don't need the scientific aspect, but I had to learn all that, because I just need, for my own self, I had to teach myself what might be wrong with me and kind of figure it out from there. So because like I said, I'm still dealing with the same problem. One of my shoulders is way smaller than my other shoulder. I have all this nerve damage. I have all these problems. But the thing is I didn't know I didn't even realize I had nerve damage till I see my last doctor, and he was like, "Man, what's wrong with your shoulder?" And he looked at it, had me move my arm a certain way, and he's like, "You have no muscle right there." And he's just like, and I'm like, "Well, it's been looking like that." And the other doctor said it was water.
And that's the thing. I always, I might be a little bit too preachy on this, but I always say, sometimes you gotta shop around, man. I mean, I think I went through 11 chiropractors before I started working with the one I do now, and I've been with him for 12 years.
Yeah.
I found the right guy. I stuck with him. I refer everyone to him. I say, look, I know this guy might be a 45-minute drive for you, but he's the best. And I have to. I always say, his name is Dr. Carl Engelhard. He runs comparative chiropractic out of Upton, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And the guy's been in business for like almost 25 years, and he's paid $0 in marketing, because he's so good. Everybody just talks about him, and everybody goes to him. And I've seen people walk in almost like a 90-degree angle from a bad back injury due to a car accident.
Yeah.
And then 4 weeks later, I'll see them leaving, and they're upright, they're strolling, they're almost strutting to their car. And he's like, I always say, like, he's one of the best chiropractors I've ever met, and I always recommend people to him. But he's the reason I like to say he's the reason I'm as good as I am, because I learned a lot from him.
Yeah.
While I was in school, while I was thinking about going to school, while I was, working on my bachelor's and my massage therapy degree, where it was just like, he would teach me things to help me. And then these are also the injuries you see on other strongmen, powerlifter, Highland Games athletes, strength athletes, bodybuilders. And it's like, oh, this is way more common than we think. Okay, so now I'm seeing a pattern. Now I need to understand what these people need. And I really do have to say, like, if I didn't mess myself up so badly try to do all this strongman powerlifting stuff, I probably wouldn't be as good of a massage therapist as I am now. I've got people that drive 3-4 hours to come see me, and I love being able to help people that way. But it's sometimes you have to walk the walk before you can talk the talk.
That's the truth. That is the truth. Like when we had dinner, it was like 100%. I already could see it, hear it from you. I'm like, this guy knows exactly what the fuck he's talking about. That's why I even asked you those questions, because at dinner I was like, look, like for most people out here, you when you think you need a massage or you need a physical therapist or you need this stuff, I don't know the terminology at that moment in time. Was like, who do I need to see, or how do I find someone that I know is going to help me? And just like you said, you're looking for someone on a clinical level. You're looking for someone who look at reviews, just like you said, shop around. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I can look. As soon as you Google massage, you're gonna get all these, small bin, hand job massage. And I was like, that's not what I want. I need someone that's going to get in there and like rake my fucking muscle out,
Right. Get in there in a different way. But,
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, and that's another conversation I've had multiple times where athletes need to stop thinking of massage as a luxury and start thinking of it as a part of their training.
Yes.
You don't get stronger in the gym. You get stronger outside of the gym. You get stronger with your recovery. So what I do is aid you in recovery. So I'm making you feel better. I'm making your muscles recover faster. I'm helping you. If you come to see me, I'm literally giving you homework to do. Hey, tell me about your workouts. People come in and say, oh, this is what I'm doing this week. I say, okay, well, on this day, do this. I'm giving you things that are going to aid you. And a lot of the biggest problem we have, especially in America, in the States specifically, because you go to Canada and massages are seen as a part of life. You go to Europe, massage is seen as a part of life. For some reason, in the United States, people see massage and they're like, oh, that's all frou-frou. That's all, rub me oil. It's like, no,
100%.
There's so many different ways. All of the European athletes that I've met over these years of working at these big events, they get regular massages almost weekly.
Yeah.
Is that too much? It depends on who you are. If you're a world's strongest man competitor with thick, dense muscle tissue and you're putting yourself through the, 1,000-pound deadlifts, 1,000-pound yokes, maybe a once a week massage is useful. Maybe every other week. But for an amateur level strongman, a regional, national level amateur power lifter, a once a month to a bi-monthly, so like twice a month massage is almost a necessity. Like I'm a massage therapist that doesn't get enough massages because I work too much. And around here, there's a reason why I'm so successful, because there's not a lot of people that do what I do. My personal massage therapist, I drive over an hour to go see her. And we sadly have this almost the same exact schedule. So I literally have to take time off of my work day to go see her.
Yeah.
And then I have to drive an hour into work and then work the rest of the day undoing everything she's done for me.
Yeah.
So my goal is eventually my business is big enough that I can hire people, take a step back, and actually start allowing myself to get the benefits that I'm reaping, that I'm telling other people.
Yeah.
You know, oh, this is what I can do for you. But yeah, that's a huge thing we need to step away from, and you're seeing it. You know, you look at World's Strongest Man. You know, this is the second year I've been there as a massage therapist, and you know, I'm paid there.
Yeah.
That is not a thing that happens in my industry, where these big events, a lot of these events are volunteer events, because it's tough to pay someone to work a 2-day event, let alone a 10-day event like World's Strongest Man. You know, because I'm there 4 days before they actually start competing to help them.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of these guys are flying long distances.
Yeah, trying to beat that jet lag, trying to.
Yes, I mean, some of these Europeans are 13 hours. Coco came from Australia. That's you know, like you're talking about an 18-hour flight if it's like straight in. So he had to go 18 hours to Los Angeles and then fly up north again. I mean, like, it's so much on them. And then you have to tell them, oh, also you have to go do a 5-day comp. You know, after flying.
You know what I'm saying? After sitting in a tiny plane, you know what I'm saying, being a huge man and having to crunch in. Yeah,
it's not like a lot of these guys can afford to go first class. You know, like it's like, you know, your flights are covered, but you know, some of them that they can afford it, they upgrade their seats. But it's like a lot of them are in coach from Europe. You know, like it's insane. And then like I don't even want to go to dinner after I get home, and you're telling these guys to go compete. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
But then you start talking to these athletes, and you know they say, oh yeah, I go see my massage therapist this many times. I mean, like, I don't want to name drop, but like Mark Felix, there's a reason he's in his 50s still doing this.
He's still competing like that.
His training partner is also his physiotherapist.
Man.
So he literally is almost getting body work every week from her. You know what I mean? So you could tell. You could tell by the tone of his muscles. You know, his muscles have elasticity. They're not these like, you know, he's not smuggling bricks underneath his skin, you know?
Yeah.
And you know, you see that a lot more in, you know, my everyday world, where people come in and they're like, oh yeah, I'm a power lifter, I'm a strong man, I do Highland Games, I do this, I do that, or CrossFit, or even just like slow pitch softball, you know what I mean? And they're like, yeah, my hammies hurt. And then you go touch your hammies and they're like rocks. And you're like, do you do anything to help you recover? Or do you just go to the gym, contract, never lengthen, never soften? And usually it's like, yeah, no, I go to the gym and I do what I do. I don't do anything else. And it's like, I hate going back to Europe, but it's like, you know, they're going into ice baths, they're going into hot tubs, they're doing saunas. And for some reason in the States, we see that all as luxury.
Yeah, no,
like,
we don't
need to.
You know, that's how we see it. It's so crazy because like when I started bodybuilding, and I was jacked, bro, and I was having all these issues, all these joints.
Bodybuilders are the worst when it comes to recovery. For some reason, they don't see a need for it. Yeah. But they're willing to spend like $500 a month on creatine and protein, and you know what I mean? It's like just give me one massage a month, man. Like you're gonna feel so much better.
And like even for myself, when I was doing, I never did massage, but I was, and I know everyone always talks shit about it, but I was a heavy foam roller. Like I would literally like for like a good, you know, half hour, sometimes 45 minutes of just of a really deep foam roll, or even a lacrosse ball. And then like even to like right before I stopped bodybuilding, Hypervolts just barely came out. Yeah. And you know, I sit there and just I literally have one right here. Exactly. And once I started putting that work into my body of like hypervolting foam, because foam rolling I always had to do my hamstrings. I'm very hamstring dominant, so they fucking cramp up and tighten up extremely hard. But once I started hypervolting, as much as I did using the other attachments, learning, and like I'd watch so many YouTube videos on how to massage myself with it. what ended up happening is like I started developing more. I started growing
Right.
more. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Well, and there's actual science to this, right? So let's say that let's talk about your bicep, okay? So let's say the muscle fibers in your bicep are supposed to travel, 2.5 inches to full relaxation, to full contraction.
Yeah.
Over time, as a bodybuilder, as a strength athlete, as just anyone in general, right? Anyone who's relatively physical, as they spend time contracting that bicep, eventually what's going to happen is those muscle fibers get thicker and stronger, and they don't like to travel as far if you don't implement a mobility / flexibility protocol, right? So now you're only getting certain motor units working. You're only getting 1.5 inches of muscle fiber contraction. And that means you're not getting as much benefit throughout training because you're not utilizing the 100% capabilities of those muscle fibers, those motor units, that neurological, everybody always loves to talk about that mind-body connection.
Yeah.
Well, if you're only getting 50% of that mind-body connection, how much benefit are you really getting? And they're like, oh, I just got to hit my biceps more. No, dude, you need to stretch. Like, you're in the gym for 2-3 hours training, and then you're hanging around shooting the shit for another 40 minutes. Just stretch while you're shooting the shit. Get on the ground and roll, And this is another Dr. Cole Engelhardt thing, my chiropractor. He shoved this into my head. A long muscle is a strong muscle because it's going to have full capabilities of contractile properties. It's going to have full neurological recruitment. A long tone muscle is going to be so much better for you than these blocky, stiff muscles. And oh yeah, you're going to look big and buff. Sure. Like, who doesn't want to do that?
Yeah.
But performance wise, it's going to be garbage.
Yeah. No, it's just one of those things is like I said, I started in bodybuilding and transitioned into all this strength training, powerlifting, strongman. I've grown up watching strongman. I've grown up watching powerlifting, but I just took a little weird turn before I started competing or training. It just ended up being all bodybuilding. And just like you were saying, the mind muscle connection, all these different things. And like one of the things that always popped up was rice, rest, ice. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember the whole thing, but rest, ice, compress, and elevate. Yes, there it is. Yeah. And, I'm a huge hot tub person now. Like I said, I got a hot tub. I seen the benefit for relaxing because if I train any body part, especially back, the first thing I do is I jump right in the hot tub after, just so I can get that relax. Because I always seem to do better in the hot tub and I've never really iced. I have ice machines. I have ice packs. But when is the best time to use ice? When's the best time to use the hot tub? So
this is just, I don't know if a lot of people agree with me on this, but this is what I've always told my athletes, and this is what I've always done. Ice is good for pain management because what ice does is just numb your nerves. That's about it. Yeah. Like we inflammation is a healing property. It's literally one of the first steps in healing. And the minute people get inflamed, they want to take an NSAID and they want to ice to bring the inflammation out. It's like, no, you're stopping recovery. Like, inflammation's fine. I'm a huge heat guy. Yeah. I love heat. I have multiple heat creams. It's funny, my wife and we don't even have a microwave in our house. And the only reason I want one is, number one, popcorn is a lot easier when you have a microwave. Way easier. We have an air popper that I have to put in this butter flavored oil and salt on as it's popping. It's fun and it tastes good, but it's kind of I'd rather just push a button and get good popcorn. Walk away, let it cook itself. Yeah. But the other thing is, I'd love to have one of those heatable ice hot packs that are filled with rice and everything. Yeah. So you just throw in there for 1.5 minutes and you get nice hot steaming, wet, humid heat. That's really what you want. You want that wet, humid heat.
Yeah.
And they sell these heat packs.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how they make it to be humid, but they literally give off humid heat, and they're amazing. Like, it's so much better than just one of those, $30-$40 heat packs you can buy at CVS.
Yeah, I got one of those too.
yeah. Trust me, those are fine for, a little bit of achiness, or like if you're cold or something. But I'm trying to remember, we had so many of them in massage therapy school, and now I personally have a hydroculator with different size heat packs in it in my practice. So I use those because that also gives you the moist heat. But it's nice to have the ones you can just plug into a wall. Yeah. But anyway, I'm sorry. You might have to reel me in a couple of times.
That's all right, brother. That's what we're getting this info.
I'm a bit of a rambler. But what heat does is encourages blood flow.
Yeah.
And that's really what you want when you're talking about recovery, right? So in the hierarchy of blood flow in the body, it's number 1 is organs, number 2 is muscles, number 3 is tendons, number 4 is ligaments. Yeah. Ligaments almost have zero blood flow. The only reason tendons have some blood flow is because they're connected to muscles. And so that a little bit of the blood that goes to the muscles get into those tendons. But a majority of the blood flow, you're talking about organs and muscles. And what the heat does is our body likes to auto-regulate, right? Yeah. It wants to stay at that 98.6. And so if you put a heat pack on, what's going to happen is your body's going to say, hey, that area is getting way too hot. Let's flush some of that hot blood out. Let's get colder blood in there, right? Colder being 98.6 degrees, And so that's what you're getting when you get into a hot tub. You're getting full body circulation, right? Okay. And because those extremities are getting really hot, and your heart goes, hey, what's going on here? Everything's overheating. Let's start cooling the whole system down, right? And so it starts pumping faster, and that's why they say, if you have a heart issue, you probably shouldn't go into a hot tub, because your heart rate will elevate. Yeah. Even if you're super healthy, super cardio, our heart rate will elevate when you get into something that's 105 degrees. Yeah,
which hot tub is the max at?
Right, which unless you go commercial, and I think you get 110 if you go commercial. Yeah. But what I would do for 115, but so and then so this is the only time I would say that icing would be a benefit if you're not in pain, is doing the contrast. Yeah. Because the exact opposite happens when you go into ice, where your body says, we need to protect everything, and you basically get a vacuum, and all the blood goes straight to the middle of the body. Yeah. And you go to the heat, and everything starts spreading around. So you're basically, you're basically just contracting and expanding those capillaries, arteries, blood vessels, everything. It's going back and forth when you contrast. Yeah. Me personally, a true ice bath is painful for me. It is not a good experience. I think the most I've done is maybe 2 minutes, and I'm like, I'm out. And they say you don't really get enough out of it unless you're in there for longer than 5 minutes. Yeah. So I'm okay with like a 30 degree, just like very cold. But the minute it gets under 30 and it's an ice bath, I can't handle it. Oh, it's just too much.
I'm on the fence. I've been because I own a hot tub, and I was like, man, I want to get an ice barrel. You know what I'm saying?
Those look cool, man. I mean, that's the thing for me, though. Like, I can't bring myself to clean it out every week and a half. Like, I'm going to go in there, and there's going to be, like, mildew, algae, and a dead possum. Like, I'd love to say I'm responsible enough to do it. A lot of people, including Matt Vincent of Hate Brand.
Oh, yeah. I had him on the show.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, dude, he's a great guy. I do some of his I've done in the past a a lot of the leather products on his for his brand.
Nice.
So keychains, the wrist wraps, I make those for him.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I've done leather work for quite a while now. And
okay. Oh no, I saw that. I put it. If you see on the bottom of the ticker, it shows right there for your Instagram.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah. So sadly, I don't have time to do that more than like a hobby level now. You know, like I've got a couple of friends that are like, hey, can you make me a wallet? I'm like, yeah, business is a little slow right now. You know, I could probably sneak in there for a day or two and make a couple of things, but I do miss doing that. But anyway, once again, you might have to reel me in.
That's all right, brother. We're gonna go wherever this takes us.
So Matt Vincent, I remember he made a video on he churned this huge deep freeze cooler into an ice bath by connecting it to a timer. Yeah. And in the video, he describes how much time he needs to get it to like just so there's like a thin film of ice on the top, and then he'll shut it off for a couple hours and then put it back on and shut it off, and it's just automatic on an outdoor timer. Yeah. And he just has to open it up, just crack the top and the little layer of ice, and just get in, and you know it's probably just under 30 degrees, just freezing. Yeah. And he was able to get in there, and I saw that being like, hey, that's kind of cool, but but we have a lot of hunters around here, so getting a cheap deep freeze that big is not really possible, because they up here in New England, we got a lot of hunters, and they really like those deep freezes.
And I believe it. Like that's why I said even barrel, because like, you know, being 6'5", 300 pounds, it's like I got to get something that's gonna fit me, hopefully be big enough, because it's not, you know.
No, I'm it's one of those things. I know. I think it is called ice barrel. I think Rogue or either Rogue or Abmat start. Yeah,
one of them. I know there's a company out here that like they do floats and ice baths in a shop over here in Sacramento. Cool. So like, and they sell them too, because like they have like a recycling ice barrel where all you gotta do is just plug it in and it filters itself.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'd love something like that. We don't have the space or the money to run the electricity to run.
Running a hot tub, because you can't just let it cool off. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, that's the thing I keep telling my wife how much I would love, because we're talking about building a pretty big deck. Off of our garage, and my gym is in the garage.
Nice.
And I keep telling her, babe, it would be so nice to just get out of the gym, walk up 2 steps, and get into a hot tub. And my wife is like, do you have any idea how expensive that would be to run? And I'm like, well, the new ones are.
It is worth it. Because I do the same thing. I literally get done working out. I put on my swim shorts. I jump right into my hot tub at 104. The highest I can get mine, I got an older one, 104 degrees. You know what I'm saying? I put in. They actually sell, and I can use it once a week. It's an Epsom salt scent. So you put it in there. It has Epsom salt, so it doesn't damage the hot tub. It doesn't damage the plumbing, but you get that Epsom salt feeling, and then you also get this nice fragrance. And I sit in there for about 30 minutes, and then I get out. I'm like, oh my God.
You must feel like $1 million.
I could barely make it up my stairs, bro. I'm sitting there like, oh my God. And then as soon as I get out of the hot tub, I go upstairs, I take a cold shower, because I'm like, I gotta bring myself back.
Right. I'm happy you brought up Epsom salts, because I'm a big Epsom salts guy. But a lot of people don't do Epsom salts right. Yeah. They read the instructions and put a cup of salts into 50 gallons of water.
Oh no, you need way more.
No, 3-pound bag. Yeah. Like cut the top off, dump it in, water as hot as you can handle.
Yep.
Get into it until the water goes cold. Stand up, rinse yourself off, go to bed. You're gonna have the best sleep of your life. Yeah, and I've been telling so many clients to do this that a lot of my clients call them bear baths now.
and market, bro.
Yeah,
better start selling Epsom salt.
Dude, I've actually been thinking about that. I've been talking with a company that basically just does, you know, relabeling, right?
Yeah,
Because like,
yeah.
what am I gonna do? Go mill my own salt,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
No, so I've been talking about them, and I wanna make 3-pound bags and literally call them bear baths.
Yeah,
And
that would sell. That would sell.
so you know, you gotta find ways of making money that don't involve me actually having to be hands on body. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah, no, that's it's crazy. It's like the Epsom salt thing completely went sideways on me because I remember taking an Epsom salt bath when I was younger,
Mhm.
and I couldn't even remember why. You know, my mom's, oh, you need to do this, so I did it. But I had went to the deprivation tanks, the float tanks.
Oh, how do you like those?
Let me tell you right now, I'm a nuts and bolts, down to earth person.
Yeah.
It did not do a goddamn thing for me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No.
you gotta remember, I only went one time, so it's something that has to be practiced. But when I was in there, I was just like, I'm too tall for the machine. I'm touching the wall.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
it just is what it is. But the thing is after. That's when it triggered in my head because the whole spiel before we started was like, oh, it's going to help you recover. The Epsom salt does this and this. I felt like $1 million, just like we were talking about with the hot tub and the Epsom salt. That's why I got it.
You probably felt better just because of salt.
Oh, yeah,
but mentally, it didn't do anything for you.
Yeah, mentally, it didn't do anything. But the recovery I had, I slept like a fucking bag of rocks on my bed, bro. Like just,
it's the best.
Yeah, I was like, God damn.
And think about it, right? So they're called float tanks because they're so dense with salt.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, like that's why I tell people when I tell people put like a 3 to 5 pound bag of salt in your tub, they're like, oh my God, so much. And I'm like, why do you think you feel so good when you get out of the ocean?
Yeah.
It's loaded with salt.
Yep.
Right. I'm like, just get like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna sit downstairs and watch Netflix for an hour and a half anyway.
Yeah.
Just pull it up on your phone.
Yeah.
Right. Just sit there and just enjoy relaxing and unloading for 45 minutes. It's or even 30 minutes. It's just do something for yourself that's gonna benefit you, make you relax, make you just enjoy your time a little bit. Like we're so go. And sometimes you're like, holy, like the other day, my wife and I had a couple of clients cancel on me, and I was like, I don't have to go to work today. And I just walked in and I was like, babe, it is gorgeous. Do you want to just go to the beach? And I was like, we don't even have to go in the water. Do you just want to go somewhere together? Like,
yeah,
we've been both so busy. I traveled for 3 weeks because after World's Strongest Man, I went to Chicago and I competed at American Powerlifting Federation Nationals.
Yeah.
And so it was like I was gone for like 3 weeks and I came home and I just went right back to work. And then I had United States Strongman Nationals yesterday that I worked. So it's like I'm just always, especially in the summertime, I'm just go. Working events and going places for work. And I was like, you know what? We got a whole day. Let's just unplug, take our phones away.
Yep.
And so we went down to Rhode Island. It was only about an hour and a half drive, and we had a really great meal right on the beach. We walked on the beach for 5 minutes. It really wasn't that long. But then we just rode back, and it was so nice to just be away for 5 hours.
Yeah.
And
Get
it's like,
away. Fucking, they 100%.
We're not, we don't have any kids or anything, so I can't say oh, it was so great to get away from the kids. But it was great to get away from everything. You don't learn that till you're older. Like I said, it took me forever to figure out I don't need to work this hard. I don't need to put in these amount. I understand the reason to. I understand that it has to be done at that moment in time. But the thing is I didn't appreciate the pumping the brakes. Right. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like I need to, just like and me and my wife have been talking about this. We're trying to find a place or something where we can drive 2 hours and basically click off, have a day or two, a weekend, and then come back home where we're just like, all right, let's click back on, like a little getaway, on a regular basis. So we, my wife and I, because we're up here in Massachusetts, we did this thing back in college where right between our last final and Christmas, we wanted to go away and just have a weekend away, right? Our last final will be like on a Friday or Thursday, and we just go. We went to different schools, so sometimes our schedule didn't line up perfectly. But sometime between our last final and Christmas, we just go and spend 3 days together somewhere alone. You know, I was living at my place. My wife was either the first 2 years of college, she was living on campus, or she then moved back home. And so like we never had like any alone time together, and it was like. So we picked North Conway, New Hampshire. I do not remember why. Oh, I do remember why, actually. There was this cute little, like, adults-only hotel. Nice. And it was supposed to be, like, a romantic getaway. Like, there's a tub right in the middle of the bedroom. Every room has a fireplace. And, like, and I remember I was, like, I think I was 21. She was 19. and we get in here, and we're like... This is so weird. I don't like this at all. Like I spent way too much money, but for some reason, every year we just kept going back to North Conway, and eventually we just settled on like a Comfort Inn. And it's still like we've been together 11 years this October, and every January we go up to North Conway for a weekend. And it's just become like this weird tradition where like the first weekend after New Year's, we go to North Conway and we just go away for 3-4 days, get a cheap hotel, see the same stores we've been seeing for 11 years. But like we get really excited about it. It's really funny.
You get that off. You get that like it's that sense of I'm done with everything. It's just us.
Yeah, and it's just, but it's really interesting because it's like we literally do the same thing every year. We stay in the same hotel, we eat at the same places, and it's like it's January. Why are we going somewhere colder? Why are we going 4 hours north? Like, why can't this tradition be in Jamaica? Or you know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Or a 4-day cruise or something. Like, I just every year as we're driving north and it gets whiter and whiter and whiter because there's more snow up there. I'm like, why are we doing this again? And it's just, but it's such a good time, and I always have to remind myself like. It's those little moments, right? It's like those moments where it's just the two of us, and it's okay. We don't have to worry about work. We don't have to worry about family. We don't have to worry about the cats and the dogs, and just mowing the lawn or shoveling. And no, it's just us, and we're just going to enjoy ourselves. And man, it makes such a difference. And
it does.
You know, and that's the thing. You know, they always say you feel better. You look better. You feel better. You feel better. Your life is better. And
no, that's that recovery. You know what I'm saying? Just like when we get back to what we're talking, it's like that's exactly it. It's like you got to have these moments and times where you got to literally restart the program and fucking be 100%. Like, okay,
100%, and that reset, recharge, whatever you guys want to call it. Like, it's just like I think we're way more complex as human beings than most people really understand. Like. We're basically a giant jellyfish controlling bones and muscles. You know what I mean? Like with our brains, with all those nerves. It's like we're just a brain with nerves and eyes. And that became conscious.
You know what I'm saying? and somehow we move, and somehow we control our body. It's just so
somehow taxes happen, and it's like sometimes you just gotta like get away and just be like, okay, cool. I'm just with the thing I love the most, and it's just so much better that way when you start doing things like that. And it's my wife and I have talked about that. Where it was like when was the last date night you had? When was like we gotta do some more stuff for us, you know? And it's. Sometimes I say that to my clients too. They'll come in, they're stressed, this, that, everything hurts. I'm like, when's the last time you just like went out to dinner?
Oh yes,
right.
Yeah,
like,
especially right nowadays. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not. I take it for granted because like COVID, but that was always my favorite thing to do was gather the family, go down and eat a meal. Everyone's gonna make a mess, not a big mess, just a normal dinner mess, and then be able to pay, leave with a full belly and not have to clean up anything, because that's what I enjoy. My kids fighting and having conversation, and me telling them to shut up while I'm trying to eat. You know what I'm saying?
No, that sounds awesome, man. I hope you get more of that coming up.
Oh yeah, that's like, because I'm in California, so they're closed down, they open up, they close down, they open up.
Right,
they can't figure out what they fucking want to do. But I'm also on the outskirts, so it's a little bit more not as liberal, a little more a little more like do your own thing. No one gives a fuck.
Right, like as long as you're not causing harm to me, then and I'd love to be one of those people that was like, oh yeah, we locked down, we stayed distant. Like I had get-togethers on. We live kind of like in the boonies, and so my wife and I own a duplex, and we have an acre of property.
Yeah,
and so when we decided, oh my God, we need to see people. Yeah. It was easy because we literally just invited people, said, look, there's food here, there's drinks.
Yep.
If you want a social distance, there's plenty of space to do it. And we had a couple get-togethers. We would just put up like 4 or 5 10 by 10 canopies in the middle of summer, and everybody just kind of spread out a little bit. But you were still, some people wore masks, some people didn't, but it was like, that's your prerogative. That's
what's comfortable.
It was so nice to just see people, and it's Massachusetts has been kind of on off as well. Yeah. But once again, sorry, I'm rambling.
No, that's all right, brother. This is what I love.
But it's like I said, I'd love to be one of those guys who are like, oh yeah, we followed the rules, and I'm like, I need to see people. Like I like cooking for people. I like having people over.
And me and my wife are the same way, brother. I'm talking about I like watching UFC fights. I like having my boys over. You know what I'm saying? We'll get a group of like 10 people in the house where I'm literally wake up at like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, start my smoker, get some food going. You know what I'm saying? Fucking by the time the fight starts, food's ready, and we're all, and we're all sitting down, right next to each other. We're not social distancing, but I like that. I like that. Like my brother comes over all the time. We sit down. Me and him will watch the fights on a Friday, Saturday night, all night, and then every so often, everyone else, hey, what are you doing? Come on down. We're having, these small get-togethers are great. Like even our house is set up. We have our backyard. We have an outside living room. We have a freaking, awesome. That's what I'm saying. It's like having that where everyone can congregate, fire pits, fucking, the whole thing.
We, I think it's that, it's that love for hosting is, it's an emotional thing. Like if you're, me and my wife were very eclectic pagan, and so she's more into Wicca and the crystals and everything, and I'm more, bones and earth. Yeah. And my wife is like, she's like, like we got this book, and it's like a little quiz book, and it tells you what kind of witch you are. Yeah. And shockingly, I'm a kitchen witch, where like I show my love through food. Like if I feed you, that means I love you.
Yeah, 100%.
And I was like, holy crap, that makes so much sense, because I'm like the way I show you how I care about you is the same way my grandma. I mean, I didn't get as big as I am by not eating.
Hey, same here.
And like my grandma would be shoveling food into my face, and I'm like, oh, I got that from her. That's where I got it from. Okay, like these are some memories are starting to come back with her just chasing me with fish and rice on a spoon while I'm trying to play outside. And she's like, no, just one more. She's like, oh, come on, you need to eat more. And I'm just, oh my gosh. And but yeah, I mean, it's just that need to show your love. For people like you and I, it's hosting. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like we're like, I correct me if I'm wrong, but we're the dads of our friend group.
100%.
We're like, hey, you got your drinks good? You hungry? Do you need anything? Do you need snack? Yeah.
That's it. Make sure you take a plate.
Yeah. Oh, please, yeah. Are you kidding me? I buy to-go containers for all my friends.
We're the same here.
Yeah, it's like, here, just take. They're like, oh, we can't. I'm like, please. I I made a 15-pound brisket for
You
three
know
of
what
us.
I'm saying?
Like,
Thinking everyone was gonna eat good. Take
right,
some
right.
home.
Everyone's eating. If you come here, you're eating.
Yeah, that's that. It's the same here. Is that like I say, getting up extra early before the sun cracks open?
Oh yeah.
Marinated the night before, already
Oh,
set.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I love that shit. That, like I say, that's even why, like how you just said it. You set up the tents. We set up our yard. You know what I'm saying? Me and my wife put a lot of work into it because we're like, we want to enjoy this as a family. Like even to like, all our cooking is cooked outside. Like I literally
Right.
have a smoker, a grill, a griddle. You know, and we got an outside pizza stone. You know, like we basically do all the cooking outside, and then my wife will do the baking inside. But you know, we have that. We just got our outside table where, like, you know, we have a table to sit down, but I'd rather sit outside.
No, I mean I'm very similar in the summertime, especially because I work in a room that's in a basement, so I get zero sunlight.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in the morning, I leave at night. So on my days off or when people are over, I want my backyard full of people, full of, you know, laughing, smiling kids running around. Like it's great because it's funny you say that because I have the same thing. I've got my smoker. I just got a Blackstone griddle, and then I have my gas. I have my gas grill, and then I have my charcoal grill.
Yep.
And I built an 8x8 patio and they're all aligned in a U, so I can stand in the middle and cook on all of them all at once.
hey, that's how you do it, though, man. And then, like I said, I basically do I cook all the meat outside, and my wife does all the extra stuff on the inside. So
yeah,
it's like,
and that's how I tend to do it as well. I like to do my meat on an open flame, and then I'll come inside and do my sides and stuff on the stove or in the oven.
Exactly.
You know, it's a lot of fun, man. I mean, and that's the thing. It's with it also, like, you know, I was just talking to my friend's son, and you know, he's at that age where, you know, he's starting to notice girls, and I said, dude, learn to cook.
Yep.
I said, if someone like me with this mug can get a wife as hot as mine, I'll learn to cook, because they're gonna want to stick around a little bit longer.
You know what I'm saying? Got to feed them real good.
Yeah, and they always say, "Oh, a way to a man's heart is through his stomach," and I'm like, dude, have you ever seen a woman eat? Like, they'll eat. Like my wife likes to eat, and you know, when I met her, she was anemic. You know, she was like, not anymore. Like,
Not anymore.
I fed her steak and broccoli every week.
You know, it's funny because, like, my wife is not a big eater, but the thing is I'm a huge eater. Like you know, being a strength athlete, a bodybuilder, a power lifter, the amount of food that has to be consumed is it's tremendous. Like I basically lived just on a regular, like, not bulking, not just a regular day to day, between 5,000 to 7,000 calories. And then when I was bulking, 10,000 calories a day, eating 7 pounds of meat.
That's an insane amount of food. Yeah,
it is the same amount, but I've never had an issue ever eating. So, like, it was like a gift from God to even phantom it, because, like, I've done eating challenges. I've done all kinds of things where, like, people are like, "Oh my God, that is so crazy. How are you eating that much?" I'm like, I can do it.
Yeah.
I just gifted it.
I think when I was doing strongman, when I first started it as an amateur, that was probably the most amount of food I was eating as a strength athlete. And that was only pushing like 6,000, maybe 7,000.
Yeah.
And that was so much. I mean, like, every morning it was 8 eggs, a pound of bacon, and like 2 cups of oatmeal for like a year straight. It was like 8 to 10 eggs every morning, a whole pound of bacon just cut up with the scissors. Yeah. And then the eggs are cooked in the bacon fat, and like 2 cups of dry oatmeal put in the microwave and eating that. And I remember my mom was like, you know, your breakfast is like 2,000 calories, right? Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, like, because at that point, all I was doing was going to school and training. Yeah. You know, like, my mom, my mom and my dad are from Iran, and my mom was very big on, like, your job while you're in college is to be a student.
Yeah.
Like, so if you have good grades, you can live here for free.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to work.
Yeah.
I'll pay for everything. I want you to be a good student. And, you know, the discipline that you get in the gym kind of helps with discipline everywhere else.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And, you know, I was never a very good student in high school. I was okay. But once I started actually studying things that interested me in college, I became a pretty good student. And you know, so all I had to do was eat, train, and go to school and do my homework. And that was my life for, you know, a good amount of years. And, you know, it was the dream, right?
Yeah.
Like,
it is. Oh man, I swear, like, you know, I don't even know how I did it. Like when I started training bodybuilding, I was working at night, 12 hours a night. I would get home from school, and I was a single father at the time. I'd take my kids to school as soon as I got off of work, go to the gym right after I dropped them off, train for about 4 hours, come home, eat, sleep, get up, pick them up from school, sleep for a little bit longer, and then go back to work. And
I'm yawning just thinking about how tired that is.
Oh my God. I did it for like 4 years straight. And I'd get up in the morning, 12 eggs, 2 cups of rice, and then my second meal, like 2.5 hours later, that would be a flat of chicken thighs. Meat. After that, and my kids used to call them meat brownies, where I literally just take the ground turkey, not even break the shape of it, just put it in the oven. Just put it in the oven, and they come out brown like a brownie. Yeah. Put a little barbecue sauce on it, eat like a biscuit.
Right.
and then oh my God, and then I'd make like these insane mass gainer shakes where I would take the serving of mass gainer, I would mix it with milk, eggs, and then I put in Jello pudding. Oh yeah. Mix it up, and then I'd have this giant shaker cup of Jello pudding that was like 2,000 calories, and I just eat it like that.
That reminds me of a shake that my friend used to do. 175-pound strongman that could overhead press over 300 pounds long. Like amazing, right? He's just solid muscle. He was a Marine. He played football, all that. His name is Matt LeBlanc. Yeah. So he's awesome, and he's kind of stepped away from competing. But back in the day, he would try everything he could to just get over 175. Yeah. And he would make these shakes with like half a gallon of ice cream, like 8 or 10 scoops of protein, pudding, cookies. He would put in like 5 whole cookies in there, and like he would use like milk and cream, like heavy cream, and he would just blend it all up, and that would be like just a shake. It wouldn't be a meal. Yeah. It would just be like, oh, I'm just having this. Yeah. And it's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like I look at that and I gained 20 pounds. Yeah. And he's like, but that just proves how like amazing of a machine he built. Like his metabolism was running so hot, and also he was fueling these insane workouts, and he couldn't even gain weight. Yeah, he would like lose 1.5 pounds, and he would like take a photo of his scale. He's like, I can't believe I can't gain weight on this stuff. Did you ever do the chicken shakes?
I never did the chicken shakes. That is not my thing.
I did those because, like I said, for me, the 6th to 7th. Oh, I'm looking at my wife and she's glaring at me because that was her nightmare. Was because the worst part of the chicken shakes is, you know, you'd make like 3 or 4 of them for the day or maybe tomorrow, but like the chicken particles would settle on the bottom, and then you'd get this like milky water, and then like and you have to like shake it up to like reconstitute it.
It's hilarious.
But I remember, like, you know, because like I don't know how you did 10,000 because 6 to 7 was killing me to the point where like the idea of chewing was like nauseating to me.
It was, man. But see, like even with like that eating, every workout after I worked out, I would eat a gallon of ice cream.
Oh, jeez.
Literally just like with a spoon and just eat a
gallon or a pint.
No. Like they're
a gallon. Yeah.
Gallon.
Like the family.
Yeah, family size, the 5 gallons.
Dude, yeah. I could like barely go through half a pint of ice cream myself.
Oh yeah, no, hey,
it's insane.
All day, like you ever seen Man versus Food? Do you have that?
Yeah.
Or I live next to Walnut Creek, where the San Francisco Creamery is, where you have that kitchen sink challenge.
Oh, jeez.
I did that in 22 minutes, bro, without even trying. I didn't even know it was like an actual competition.
You just ordered it
under 30 minutes. Yeah, that if you eat it under 30 minutes, you get free ice cream for a year.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, but like I said, that's like the gift that I was given at this crazy age, because like I would sit there and eat my ice cream. And as I was eating my ice cream, I would just start getting a pump in my body because all the carbohydrates and sugar just like, bah!
Just crazy vascular.
Yeah, exactly. Without even just sitting there eating ice cream, and people are like, "What the fuck is going on?" You know?
Oh man, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember seeing Derek Poundstone do those chicken shakes.
Yeah.
On YouTube or something, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna start doing these." And then now you see Blaine Sumner.
Oh
he swears by them, and he puts, because I only did them with like, it was just boiled chicken breast and water.
Yeah,
that's all it was.
Oh,
and
it's
like,
still horrible.
And like Blaine is like putting sweet potato and spinach, and I'm like, that's way better than what I was doing. Like,
he's literally making a soup.
Yeah, I'm like, you're just making a Thanksgiving meal in liquid form. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, that sounds great. Like, it was way better than
that sounds way better than a water and chicken shake.
Water and like, and I did not have a good blender. It was very chunky. It wasn't like I had like a Vitamix or something.
Yeah.
It was like, I think I just had like a standard, like, Black and Decker.
Oh yeah, that $10 Walmart special.
I'm pretty sure that's, and I would just blend this thing forever, just hoping it would just be smoother. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm just drinking chunky waters.
That's it. Yeah. That's one thing I've always been happy with, because everyone I talk to in the bodybuilding world, because at that moment in time, we're like, I hate eating, I hate doing this. I'm like, nope, I have no issue, no problem. I would eat every 2 hours on the dot. I'd be in the middle of a workout, eat real quick, and then work out. I'd be at work, and my boss knew I was training and what I was doing, and so he look, if you need to go eat. Don't worry about it. So he'd let me go heat up my food, eat real quick, and then right back to work.
Right, and you also get really good at eating pretty fast. You know what I mean? Like 5 minutes, you can take down a lot of calories.
Oh yeah.
When I first met my wife and I started dating about a month before I started doing my strength sports. Yeah. So she's been with me like through the whole 11 years I've been doing this. Because I was training beforehand, but that's when I decided I'm going to be competitive. Yeah. And we were working in a movie theater, and right next to it was a Qdoba. Are you familiar with Qdoba? No. Okay, it's kind of like a Chipotle.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's just you could get burritos, quesadillas, tacos, burrito bowls, and I would, after working in the movie theater, I would walk next door to the Qdoba and get 2 burrito bowls with rice, beans, and chicken, and pico de gallo, but like nothing else, like no mayo, not mayo, sorry, sour cream, no guac, nothing like that. I would just do, vegetables, meat, and rice.
Nice.
And I would get 2 of those, and my nightstand was a mini fridge. And I would just put them in my mini fridge, and then every 3 hours, my alarm would go off, and I'd get up, sit on the edge of my bed, and eat one of the bowls.
That's how it goes.
And then I'd go right back to bed. And I remember sometimes my wife would hey, your alarm's going off. You got to eat. Go eat. Like, she's like I said, she's been like 100% about this the whole time I've been doing it. And like, it's because just like you said, like I got big and I got strong, and I've never been that big and strong since, because I can't do that anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I eat like 4 eggs now. I'm like, ooh, I'm full.
I'll tell you, that's just one of those things, like even with, like I said, with the shoulder injury, I had to scale back so much because the output that I had is no longer the output that I can do now.
100%. Yeah. So
it's hard to scale it back from like literally like having to gorge yourself to like, oh man, I don't got this maximum output anymore. And now it's like I'm so used to eating so hearty all on Friday.
Oh, sorry. Continue.
Oh no, I was on Friday. We went to Chick-fil-A and I decided to treat myself. I ate 4 Chick-fil-A sandwiches, a shake, my fries, and a soda. And I was like, oh my God, I remember when I used to be able to do this all the time.
Yeah, with every meal, let alone one meal. Yeah. No, in 2015, I hurt my back pretty badly. I herniated a couple of discs. I partially tore my right QL, and I shredded a good chunk of my spinal erectors on my right side. And it's basically the reason I don't do strongman anymore.
Yeah.
And like you said, your output drops dramatically.
Yeah.
But my food intake did not. Yeah. So I went from like mid 400s to like 520 pounds really fast because you're not moving with a back injury. You're not exercising. You're not sleeping well. You're in pain all the time.
Yep.
And
you're comfort eating. It's like,
exactly. Your depression kicks in. You're thinking about, can I do the thing I love anymore? And you know, I ballooned up to 520 and really, really fast, like within a couple of months.
Yeah.
And I stayed there, and then I kind of dropped back into like, you know, like the 490, 500. But like, that's when I was like, so I saw a photo of myself. So I do a charity fundraiser every year. It's actually coming up in like 13 days.
Nice.
It's a charity fundraiser called Relentless.
Okay.
And we raise money for, it's a powerlifting fundraiser event, and all the lifters have to raise money. That's our buy-in for the meet.
Yeah.
Minimum $500 raised.
Yeah.
And so I was at this event. It's an amazing event. I could go on. I could do a whole episode just on Relentless. It's an amazing event. But I remember people took photos, and one of the photos popped up on my newsfeed after the event, and I was like, "Oh, is that what I look like?" Like I was like, "Oh no!" And I remember it was Relentless 2016. I had gone in and like I think I did deadlift only that year because it was like almost a year after I hurt my back. And so it's my first time going back. And I think I only pulled like 320 pounds because I was like, I'm gonna do something, right?
Yeah.
And I just remember seeing that photo, and I still have the shirt I was wearing in that photo. And I will always have that shirt because that shirt's going to be a big reminder of like, yeah, dude, you were horrible. Like you did not look good. Like, so, you know, now I'm closer. I'm 350. So I'm down 170 pounds, and I want to lose more. I want to get closer to the 300 area.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, like you said, like, you know, when things like that happen, you don't really realize the, how drastic your body changes.
Yeah.
If you have all that that intake.
Yeah, that output.
You know, and that output is not there.
No,
you know, you're fueling a body that usually trains 6 days a week, and now you're training 0 days a week, but you're still eating that way. Yeah. Man, that was rough.
Yeah,
that was really rough.
It is. I was on the same boat as you because like I blew up and then I came down and then I blew up, and it's hard to control because like you know, what most people don't ever understand is when you suffer a debilitating injury, it just knocks you down so hard, and then when you get back up and it flares up, it's like, oh my God.
Oh, I think it was October of 2019, 4 years after my injury. It was right after we moved into this gym and into this house. Yeah. And it was in this gym that I said, I'm going to see how heavy I could deadlift.
Yeah.
And I remember I deadlifted 520 pounds, which was the heaviest deadlift I did right before I got hurt.
Yeah.
And like powerlifting style, right? Yeah. Like no straps, no hitching, just straight up. It's not a lot of weight, but I was on my way to 600 when I got hurt.
Yeah.
And then I had to start from square one, you know? Yeah. And I remember I just put the bar down and I just burst into tears, and it was like, okay, like I just deadlifted. It wasn't that hard and I didn't hurt. I think I'm back. And that's when I was like, okay, let's see what else I can do. And then it was March of 2020 that I started working with my now coach, Clint Darden.
Yeah.
And in 2 years, he's added like 350 pounds into my squat from his training. Like,
man,
I went from like a 600-pound squatter to a 950-pound squatter in 2 years.
Nice.
And it's like it was always there. I needed the guidance,
Yeah.
And that's what I always tell people. I said, there's nothing wrong with getting a coach. There's nothing wrong with getting guidance. And it's the same thing, circling back to why I'm on your show, right? As a body worker, there's nothing wrong with going to someone and saying, hey, I need help because I'm in pain or I'm hurting or, something like that. And, even when it comes to on the side of medicine, you shouldn't be ashamed of taking medicine if you need it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
If you need it, you need it,
Yeah, it's prescribed for a reason because you know what? Like I said, you hit these moments and times where you're like, you have to go through the recovery process, and medicine is a part of the recovery process.
100%.
Massage is a part of the recovery process, and also too, learning what works for you is a part of the recovery process.
And that's a huge thing. Back when I was a personal trainer, I would always tell people, there's a reason it's called personal training.
Yeah.
Right? That personal part's the most important part of the title. There's a lot of people out there making money off of cookie cutter programs that they just throw out there for $200 a month, and everybody follows the same thing, and they're wondering why they're not. Well, yeah, it's not personalized to you. Like the some movements don't work on everyone. Like there's a lot of things. Like I would love to be able to do really, really heavy good mornings.
Oh yeah.
Because I know what they do for people who do them.
Yep.
Their spinal erectors get massive. Their lower back becomes basically bulletproof.
Yep.
But because of my injury, I can't go over 2 plates.
No,
you know what I mean? Like I can't.
It's 100%.
There's no way I could do more than 2 to 3 with 2 plates on a safety squat bar.
Yeah.
Without my back being like, shut it down.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of all the problems I had with the injury, my back doesn't have any like grind to it anymore.
Yeah.
The minute it's done, it's done. I cannot muscle through anything.
Yep. Yeah. And that's the important thing about your back. When you work out your back, people out there listening, if your back says you're done, guess what? If you're not a professional, if you're not a person who is lifting thousands of pounds, shut it down, because that used to be me when I first started. Because even when I started bodybuilding, I always had like this tension in my back where it hurt. I was always overweight. I have a long torso. Anything could twitch my back. Right. And so I was like, I told myself in my fitness journey, I'm only deadlifting till my back is bulletproof. And so, and just like you said, good mornings, back rows, extensions, all these different things literally like tighten my lower back up so much that where I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like and good mornings are one like I'm hamstring dominant, and I would always do good mornings on leg day because I was like, nope, I'm creating these giant legs, and hamstrings are going to be the key. And so I would, and not knowing the benefits of the good mornings because of how much I was fucking good morning for my hamstrings.
Right. No, do you ever do them seated?
Oh, hey, seated is the easiest for me, especially because I having that wide leg stance and being able to sit down and then come back up. It takes a lot of tension. It takes a lot of tension off.
It takes a lot of tension off, but it puts it all in that lower back. Oh yeah. Like it takes about everything that's going to help you. Yep. Like you now don't have those hamstrings pulling on that pelvis. You don't have your abdominals. It's like no. It's like here we go. Like a forehead to the bench and come back up.
That's it. That is it.
One thing I love to do. They were very hard, but my coach would have me do on a 45-degree back extension machine. throw a band on it, put it around your neck, and try to do 100 in as few sets as possible. And he would do that. He would make us do that after deadlifting.
Yeah.
And after squatting. And dude, I think on day one I could do maybe 10 before I needed a break.
Man.
And after doing them on I think it was like a 6-week cycle where every week, twice a week, we do them for 6 weeks. And I think I got up to like 80 before I needed to take a stop.
That's hella good though.
It was great. I was really hoping to get to that 100 eventually, and but he was seeing I love my coach because he could see so many things that I can't.
Yeah.
And he could just see that he's like, okay, you're getting stronger there, but it's actually taking away from your lift. There's a lot of things that everybody loves doing deficit deadlifts, right?
Yeah.
I asked my coach, I said, well, how come we never do deficit? He goes, they're not going to work for you. He's like, the way you're built, the way that you move, deficits wouldn't help you as much as they would help other people. He said, you have really short legs and you long torso. Like I'm 6 feet tall and my pant inseam is 29.
Yeah.
I've got the legs of someone who's 5'8", but the torso of someone who's 6'4".
Yeah,
and so it just meets me right in the middle of 6 feet, and he was like, the way you're built, it's not going to give you the thing that you need it to, those are really great for people who have long legs to really get that strength. And it's just something that I never thought about, because once again, you start thinking, oh, so-and-so does this, I should do that too. Well, it might not work for you as well as you think it will,
Yeah. No, it's true.
Training is so fascinating in that aspect where it's there's so many things you could be doing, and also there's so many things that you shouldn't be doing.
And that's the bro science part of that. It's because people had to figure this out by trial and error. Even for myself, I was constantly trained in bodybuilding, but after I was trained, they were like, look, you know everything on technique, everything on form, everything on the lift. You don't need us no more. Go figure it out. And basically freed me. They were like, look, I went through literally 4 months of the amount of throwing ups that I had to do in training to kind of be you're good enough to be on my own, because these guys would put me through the paces. I'd have to redo sets because my sets weren't good enough until they were like, you got it. And then after they had it and I started training, I started figuring out through trial and error, this exercise doesn't work for me, this variation doesn't work for me, I don't feel anything here, but I feel everything right here. So it's finding those points, and it's just like you said, it's the deficit wouldn't work for you, and guess what? You don't need to do it. And same thing with building muscles. You got to figure out what that mind muscle connection comes best from. Right,
and it's funny you said, because the same thing goes when you talk about philosophy when it comes to training. Because I'm in the powerlifting world, and the big thing in powerlifting is conjugate, right? And I love conjugate because if you do it right, you could do a meet in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Right? At any point in time, you could ramp up to do a meet. You don't have to do a 16-week cycle. If you are just training, I train conjugate 365 days a year.
Yeah.
We just run the conjugate. There is no off season.
Yeah.
Right? There is no, the lifting season's over, so I'm just going to do something. No, you do it, and by changing the variables of chain weight, bands, different bars, you get enough variety with that, because everyone always asks me, why do you have so many? I've got a garage gym with over 25 bars.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I got 6 bars, and people are like, why do you? I was like, look, every bar has its purpose, and when I feel like training it, guess what I'm gonna do?
Well, and to go even deeper than that, every bar exposes a weakness.
Yes.
And so it's okay, I really want to work my upper back. I'm getting on that safety squat bar, because that bar is designed to literally roll you forward.
Yep.
And everyone goes, why do my quads hurt and why does my upper back cave in? Because this bar is designed to do that. It's designed to just expose that upper back weakness. It's designed to expose that quad weakness.
Yep.
And then the same thing goes with the caber bar. Why do you have a bar that like swings so much? It's because I'm not getting tight enough. So if I loosen up, it starts to swing, and when it gets swings, it gets harder.
Yeah.
And so I'm a big proponent of, you know, using all those specialty bars. Is it necessary to be a good power lifter? No. I know a lot of good lifters who actually trained in like 24-hour fitnesses. You know what I mean? Like they train at a
they're
crunch
using garbage
gym.
bars perfectly fine.
Yeah, like a super fat, flimsy, zero knurling, like Dick's Sporting Goods bar for $95. Like,
exactly.
It's insane. Like, and those are the guys that you have to be scared of.
Yeah,
the guys who get really strong using, you know, that equipment. Those guys are cut from a different cloth.
Yeah, they are. They are. It's 100%. Let me tell you right now, because like I used to be one of those guys where I'm just using the, and then like when I built my own home gym, I was like, I need this bar, I need this bar, I need this, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, and it's because just like you said, I'm trying to tighten up my weaknesses, because by tightening up those weaknesses is how I'm going to put on the most muscle. It's how I'm going to put on the most size. It's how I'm going to build the most strength. It's because, you know, if anything, you can do like a standard program and get strong. But when you want to do these pyramids of growth, you know what I'm saying, to get to that pinpoint strength, you know, that it requires tools. And if you have them available.
And that's something I tell a lot of the younger lifters that I work with is, you know, you got to build the base of that pyramid. And how you build that base of that pyramid is just time under the bar.
Yep.
Too many lifters nowadays want to get the high-end coach. They want to get the high-end equipment. And it's like, dude, like the first, God, I don't even know, from 13 to when I started my own garage gym. So I was 25. So what is that, 12 years? For the first 12 years, I trained on crap equipment.
Yeah.
I trained, nothing was calibrated. The bars were rusty and bald, and you know, you're in a gym that has no heat in the wintertime in New England, and also no air conditioning in the summertime. So it's almost dangerous, right? Yeah. Like it's like you're covered in sweat and you go and squat and like the bar is just rolling off your back.
Sliding.
And it's like, and then nowadays you have these people, they walk into a gym and they're like, oh, do you have any calibrated plates? And they're like, no. Like, oh, I can't train here. I'm a power lifter, so I need calibrated plates. And you're like, no, dude, you just need time. Like you're 17 years old. Like you're gonna get strong just looking at this bar.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Like you just need to put in the work, get as many reps in you as you possibly can, and do whatever you can to recover. Never do more than you can recover from.
Yep.
If you come into the gym the next day and you haven't recovered from your last workout, you're not going to get the benefits you can get. So that's where like true overtraining comes in, right?
Yeah.
People think overtraining is DOMs, and no, overtraining is if you're not recovered to do this next workout, then you're probably not going to. You're not going to benefit.
What are you doing here? You got no strength.
But these kids, all they want to do is, you know, buy the super expensive lifting shoes and singlet, and they want to train where everything in the gym is exactly how it is on the platform.
Yeah.
And they also like never learn to appreciate that, because that's all they know. Yeah, There's so many amazing gyms in my area that have closed down, not due to COVID, but due to, I personally think they just gave this community, the lifters in my area, just too much nice stuff that they never really appreciate. You come in on a Saturday and there's like green apple pre-workout everywhere because everybody's just putting it in their mouths and not in their water like they're supposed to. And like there's all this acidic powder on all the super expensive plates.
Equipment.
And you're like, this is money. This costs something.
No, it's the truth. It's the truth. Like I said, everyone has this expectation of what the way things should be. It's like, man, when I was growing up, I was lucky if they even let me in the gym. I was lucky enough if I could go to the gym, and you know, and like I said, I started off with cement weights, in plastic covered cement weights.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's how I started. That was my first set was we went to Olympia Sports, and my mom bought me the Weeder weight set.
Yep.
And it was like, don't puncture these because there's gonna be cement and sand everywhere.
Yep.
And this I remember there was a bench press squat rack combo.
Yeah.
And so in order to squat, you had to put the bench in like an incline.
Yeah.
In order to make room.
Yeah.
And the bar was a 1-inch bar that had like a female connector in the middle. Right. And that's what where your back went on was this thicker
bigger than the bar.
Yeah, it just hurt. And I remember it was like I was so proud of this thing. And the other thing I remember was like the bench had like a 250-pound weight limit, and I was 275 pounds and that was just my body weight. And I was like, is this thing gonna am I gonna die? Like, is this thing gonna fall and I'm just gonna die benching? But yeah, I mean, I remember just having crappy equipment and it's like it's nowadays it's like, unless you have
calibrated plates and
now don't get me wrong,
ghost rig and
right.
Yeah, if I don't have all this stuff, how am I going to train? I'm like, you know what we used to do? We used to just hope it worked. You know what I mean?
A really good friend of mine, he has a garage gym, and every single plate that he has is uncalibrated.
Yeah,
it is.
That's me.
It is
60 for 45s.
Well, no, that's what I mean. And none of them are 45. Right? like some of them are in the 50s, some of them are in the 30s. And so he calls it his uncalibrated house of strength.
I like that.
And so it's funny because some of the strongest people come out of his garage.
Yeah.
Like, he's got a world's strongest man competitor from a couple of years ago that comes and trains with him there. He just did like a 800. I think it was something like 400 kilo squat raw.
Damn.
Like knee sleeves, not even knee wraps.
Yeah, just knee sleeves.
Knee sleeves, belt, and a singlet.
Damn.
And he went to my friend's gym and was just squatting in his garage to train for that.
That's crazy.
Like it's like you can get strong without this insane equipment. Now I'm at that point in my career, in my life, where I'm like, I want that nice equipment.
Oh yeah. No.
Don't get me wrong.
I can afford it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
There's a difference between going to a gym and using their equipment and complaining about their equipment, but it's a different thing when it's your equipment, and people don't understand how expensive this stuff really is and how much more expensive it is now after COVID. Because I worked nationals yesterday. Yeah. And they had those 10-foot Arsenal strength mammoth. And they were selling them for a steal. Now, I don't do strongman. Yeah. But I picked one of those up. Hey, let me tell you right now, it's how it goes, though. It's how it goes.
And I'm on my way home.
Has a personal name on it.
Right. I mean, it's a. I think it was it like 28, something like that. I'm trying to remember how heavy it is. It's a little heavy. I think it's like it's like just under 60 pounds or something like that.
Yeah.
Because it's 10 feet long.
Yeah.
And like I brought it into my gym, and I can't even stand it upright anywhere because the rafters in my so I had to put it somewhere where I could make room for it, and I took a picture of it, sent it to my training partners, and one of my training partners is just like, why did we get this? And I'm like, because I like stuff.
Yeah.
Because I know one day, probably soon, I'm going to open my own gym.
Yeah.
And there's no strongman gym in central Massachusetts.
There we go.
So I'm just slowly getting equipment. Like, I've got a loadable Husafel stone. Ooh. I've got a circus dumbbell, and those are big dog strong.
Yeah.
So they don't even make those anymore.
Yeah.
And a buddy of mine was selling it, so I grabbed it, and I have a hard time getting rid of it now because I'm like, well, eventually I'm going to open up my own place.
Yeah.
I'm going to want the best equipment.
You're going to need it. Hey.
And I'm like, Why not? You know,
That's how it goes. Like even to this day, man. I go on Facebook Marketplace and I go on all these other ones
every day,
constantly. Like, oh shit. Like, hey, I literally just bought a Stairmaster for $150.
Oh wow!
Because I was the first person to fucking bam. And
right.
A Stairmaster in my gym. I fucking I got a leg press hex squat machine for like I think it was $350.
That's nothing.
Yeah, that's nothing. I literally brought it home, cleaned it up, re-greased it, and I got and I that's what I'm saying is like I got cable machine. I'm always like someone's always trying to get rid of something. It's going to be the first person who fucking hops on it.
Constantly. I mean, I'm constantly, daily going on Marketplace, Craigslist, and I'm not even ready to buy anything, but I'm always on. You know, I'm always on it just in case.
Sometimes for free. That's the crazy part. I'm like, if I see it for free, I'm gonna fucking snag it.
The other crazy thing is like people will sell stuff just because it's squeaky or just because like it's like a can of white lithium grease. Will make something almost brand new. Sometimes. You know what I mean?
Freaking new. Like it's, even some of the equipment I bought, they're like, it's just not moving right. I'm like, oh, okay, no worries. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll take it anyway.
I'll if I can't fix it, I'll put it for scrap, and then you just
a
little bit of WD-40 and a rag to clean, and it's like, oh, it's brand new.
Hey, let me tell you something right now. WD-40 makes a silicone spray.
Oh, I
literally, boom, done.
That's what I use for my plate loadable lat pull down.
Yeah.
I spray it on the uprights once a year, and it's just
same
like
thing.
It just that little bit of maintenance goes so long and
far. Yeah, I literally just bought a hoist lat pull down machine. It was this thing's taller. You know, it's big enough for me to reach over my head to grab it. And I got long ass fucking arms, so that's great. It has a cable fly and it has a leg extension. And when I picked it up, the guy was like, "Oh yeah, just we got to get." I was like, I didn't even take it apart. I was like, "Nope, let's get it the fuck out of here. Put it in the trailer. Get the fuck out." Oh my god. I swear to God, that's something we haven't much in common because I'm an equipment junkie, bro. I love it. I love it. My
one of my training partners says the way people talk about scotch, you talk about equipment. Yeah. You know, and he's like how you feel about your gym equipment is how most people feel about their like pappy that they have on their top shelf that nobody touches. You know, or like a really good cigar connoisseur or something like that. I'm like, yeah, like this is my life, right? Like this is like after, my hands go and I can't massage anymore, like training other people is going to be how I'm going to live my life.
Yeah. And that's the way to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's so fucking crazy because, like I said, the aspects of training, the aspects of the fitness industry, and just everything, bodybuilding has always been one of my huge passions. I follow it to a T. I talk about it all the time. But it's just like, this is what I love. This is what I love to do. And somehow to be in the industry and still be able to enjoy it, it's the best fucking thing in the world. Man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how me and you met. You know what I'm saying? Like, through Legends of Iron, doing podcasts and doing all this stuff and being in this industry, and then we just happened to cross paths, and fuck, man, we'd literally been on here for about an hour and 45 minutes.
It's I'm sorry, I was getting
That's all good.
No, I mean, like, I don't know if anybody's interested in hearing two guys ramble for almost 2 hours, but
let me tell you right now, people listen, bro. People listen. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get all the comments coming back to me like I always do.
Like, yeah, this guy talks too much. Don't invite him back.
I tell you, I enjoy this. I love it.
I love this too. I mean, this is basically how me and my friends hang out. We just sit and talk. Like, it's And it's funny because, how we met was, you had Nick Best to your right and I had Evan Singleton to my left. And it's like you're sitting there with, two World's Strongest Man competitors. And you're just like, oh, this is my life. This is kind of cool, actually. Like,
it's the craziest.
It's amazing how how we can be connected just because we all like to lift weights.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like we all
That's it.
have that. We all have that like innate love for lifting weights and improving ourselves, and you could just build so many relationships off of that experience alone.
It's such a great community because everyone is just open and fun and there to have a good time. That's the one thing I always love about of lifting. It's just, it's the most inclusive, inclusive culture because like people will just like, come on, bro, let's do this. You know what I'm saying?
And that's, I gotta say, it's one of my favorite things is I always say, you can't compete against me because I'm always going to be cheering for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's one of my favorite things about strongman is usually you're going head to head.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, the person who wins circles back and cheers on the person who's behind them. And it's just so great. And that's one thing I wish we had more of that experience. The closest thing you get that with like powerlifting is, you just cheer for them off the platform. You know what I mean? Like there's no, on the platform cheering with them, but you do the most you can to get that experience because it's just, there's nothing like just being with someone who, has worked as hard as you have, probably maybe harder, and if they're struggling, you can do whatever they can to like get them going. We had so many bomb outs at nationals, just because it's like it's such a high level of competition that like it's amazing how many people had to like really get their third lift because they missed their first and second lift and they only have this third one now.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how many you get like that. And we're all there like cheering them on and like, come on, you can do this, man. It's like that guy's my competition, but I want him to do well.
Yeah.
Like
that's the best part, man.
It's great, man. And a lot of people don't really understand that. Like a lot of people are like, so you trained for 4 hours? And I'm like, yeah, because I could see myself improving. I could see myself getting better in different ways. And a lot of people just don't get, but you're in a gym for 4 hours? That sucks. Like, well, I don't see it that way. I love it. Like, I say the same thing when people, I have marathon runners that come in for body work and they're like, oh, I did like a light 15 miles this morning. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
You know what I'm saying?
I don't even want to drive 15 miles, let alone run it.
But that's the thing is like, everyone has that one thing that they love. And it's just one of the things that I always see is lifting just has so much more camaraderie. There's such a gym culture now. Yeah. Because there's going to be good and bad with everything. But for the majority of everything that I've seen and everything that I've run and talked to and been around, everyone's more come join me and not like leave me alone. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. I mean, and that's the other thing that I feel like is we're falling away from is the gym partners, the gym crews.
Yeah.
That was a huge part of the experience.
Huge.
And now you have, lifting teams, right? Like college lifting teams.
Yeah.
And each single person has their own trainer. They do their own training separately. And it's like, what's the point of being on a lifting team if you're not going to all lift together?
Yeah, exactly. The one thing that helps make you stronger is that camaraderie going back and forth because it's the energy and bounce back that you get by seeing your partners hit a PR. You're like, I can fucking do that. Oh, I'm up next. Give me those weights. You know what I'm saying?
And I love my training partners because, they don't take it as seriously as I do. They've got a lot going on in their lives. One of my training partners, she's a grandma whose daughter just moved in with her after a divorce with her 2 kids. My other training partner, he's got 2 teenage girls, and it's like they've got their own lives. I got my career, I got my wife, I got my training. That's about it. Yeah. So it's a lot easier for me to like have a more structured training schedule. And, they do their best to come, but like, life gets in the way and I totally get that. But man, sometimes they come in and they're like not feeling it. And I say, well, guess the fuck what? You're going to pull a PR today or you're squatting, and I know you don't feel like it right now, but we're fucking squatting. And every single time afterwards, they go, "Oh man, like that was awesome. It was so good to be pushed." It's like, yeah, like sometimes, like you think I want to go in there. Sometimes, like it sucks, but it's like, no, you gotta push yourself. You gotta really like, and like, you know, I'm definitely more competitive than my two trading partners, but like, you know, they do it more for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Rather than like, oh, I want to go to nationals. Like I'm like, no, I want to get to nationals. I want to go to worlds. I want to do all these things.
Yeah.
And whereas they're more like, yeah, you know, I guess I'll do a powerlifting meet in a couple of months. Whereas my year is almost like scheduled around my meets and my travel for work.
Yeah.
You know, like in the summertime, I travel a lot for work.
Yeah.
And then so I have to plan my meets kind of around that, you know? And so I usually go to Norway in July for F4 Power Week for work, but I'm not going this year due to financial reasons.
Yeah.
And so I decided that this meet that I'm doing for Relentless, I was going to do deadlift only. And I said, fuck it, I'm just going to do full power.
There you go.
Like I literally haven't trained since nationals. Like I'm gonna go in and just do what I can do.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like
that's what I'm talking about.
And I had one of the guys who run the meet like reach out to me today, and he was like, you know, oh, I can't wait to see what you're gonna do. And I'm like, dude, I might not do something that impressive, but I'll be there. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna go 900 pounds, 1,000 pounds, but I'll try to do 8. You know.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make something happen.
Absolutely. But yeah, if you don't mind me plugging Relentless, man.
Plug it, brother. And then after send me the links and stuff, and then I can put it in the show notes too.
Yeah, if you go to my personal Instagram, it's Behzad Bear, Behzad Bear. The link in my bio is my fundraising link.
Okay, I'll put it in there. Yeah,
100% of the proceeds go to Hopekids.
Nice.
I don't get anything. It's all goes straight to them. And it's also if you're into like, you know, tax deduction, stuff like that, it can be tax deductible.
Nice.
It is a nonprofit charity. And so what Hopekids does is they raise money for families that have children that are battling life-threatening illnesses.
Okay.
So what they'll do is they're based out of Minnesota. So what they'll do is they'll buy like 500 tickets to a Minnesota Vikings game.
Nice.
And just go to the hospital and give them to the families.
That's
and just be like, hey, how many tickets do you need? 5? Here's 5. You know, and they're like good seats. They're awesome. Yeah. Usually players come out and like greet them, and
nice.
And they'll rent out like a whole roller rink with arcades and all the food, and they'll say everything is free. Just come. Yeah. Like, let your kid be a kid. They've been in the hospital.
Don't worry about a thing.
Exactly. And you know, I've been doing this since 2015 or 2014. Sorry. And so I've been doing this for almost 10 years, almost as long as it's been a thing. So this year's the 10-year anniversary of it. And it's just one of those things where it's like it's such a big part of my life that I can't. I mean, I have a Relentless logo on my calf. You know, I got paired with a family, and my Hope kid. I've been with him since he was 7 years old. He just turned 13. You know, he was the best man at my wedding. You know, like, and it's just like they're anything I could do to help them raise more money. So this year's weird because it's usually a really big event, but this year because of COVID and traveling and everything, things were it hasn't happened for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So like this is the first year back, and it's also the 10-year anniversary of it starting.
Nice.
So I'm trying to do my best to really plug it, and like so if anybody's got a spare $1 or $2 and they're willing to donate to a good cause, we'll make sure to send that link over to you, and you can share that.
No, I'll definitely be doing my part to spread that link.
I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Hell yeah. Well, you know, hey, I don't want to hold you up for too much longer, brother, and I appreciate you coming on here, man. Hey, we're gonna definitely have to do this again,
dude. Absolutely. Like I said, I don't know if you're planning on coming out to South Carolina next year for Worlds, but I might have to make my way up to hang out with you for a weekend.
Oh yeah, no, I'm you know what I'm saying? Like I said, if Legend of Iron is gonna be out that way, I'm definitely gonna be coming down there. So
if you need anything, you let me know. All right, man.
Oh no, I definitely will, brother. I definitely will. And for everyone listening, guess the fuck what? I'm the Angry Motherfucking Dad. You want to watch my shit? IGTV, YouTube. Go and listen to it. Spreaker, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, SoundCloud, Deezer, iHeartRadio. This motherfucker's everywhere. You can easily fucking find it. Rate, review, like, subscribe, all that fucking bullshit. I'm also part of the Inner Circle Podcast Network, a group of powerful podcasters out there sharing their shit. That is innercirclepn.com. We'll take every one of our websites, every one of our platforms, every one of our shows. We've got shows as Creatures of the Night, The Hood Diner, The Untrained Eye, The Plunge, Failing Hollywood, Simmons and More podcast. Shit happens when you party naked. It's too hot for the internet, so you got to go to Patreon at /Team Elmy. So guess the fuck what? I'll see y'all motherfuckers on the next one. Fuck.
Never die. Always living. Always living. Always living. Always living. Always living. Always living.